Even before the vaccine was approved, we heard about who should get a coronavirus vaccine, but it may not be for everyone. Eyewitness News reporter Jeremy Baker explains which groups require extra consideration.
After the first doses of the coronavirus vaccine were administered, there were several reports from around the world of people developing severe allergic reactions. That sparked concern for some of you. Here's Dr. Robert Leverance, Chief Medical Officer at UT Health, with some basic guidance for those who have had allergic reactions to vaccines in the past.
Our recommendations is if you've had a severe reaction to an immunization or food allergies where it's been severe enough you've needed an EpiPen, then it's an individual decision between you and your doctor whether or not you should get this vaccine.
He says another group that should consult with their doctor before getting a COVID vaccine that we don't hear a lot about, those with autoimmune disorders.
Those are people with already revved up immune systems. And here we're going to inject a vaccine intended to ramp up the immune system. And there's some theoretical concern that ramping up of the immune system can worsen their autoimmune disorder.
Dr. Leverance says there's not enough information from the original study to know how the vaccine will affect those with certain health conditions. Again, it's best to talk to your doctor to find out if the vaccine is right for you. Jeremy Baker, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
He says another group that should consult with their doctor before getting a COVID vaccine that we don't hear a lot about are those with autoimmune disorders. If you have questions, check our COVID-19 vaccine tracker for more key information about the vaccine and registration. Just head to kens5.com/vaccine. You can also find our vaccine tracker in the KENS 5 app.